Welcome everyone. So today I want to show it to you a game which is played between Liang Awonder versus Wesley So in St. Louis Rapid and Blitz 2026 in the round number 1. So Liang, he was handling the white pieces and he started the move pawn to e4, pawn to e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to b5, it's a Lopez, and after the move knight to f6 we are in the Berlin defense. And after the move castling, it goes for the pure Berlin. It is knight takes e4, pawn to d4, knight to d6, attacking on the bishop. And here it's a bishop takes c6, d takes c6, d takes e5, attacking on the knight, and knight to f5, queen takes d8, and king takes d8. Standard Berlin position. Now it says that hey, you lost the castling, right? The black lost the castling, right? Is the white is in the upper hand? No. The general thumb rule is what? That if the queen gets exchanged, so there is no need to castle, because when the queen gets exchanged, which means the game now moving towards the end game. So in the end game, we require our king in the center. This is what our first world champion, the William Steinitz, has also said, that king is also piece, so you have to use it. And from here onwards the moves comes so that what you wanted to play with the white pieces as well as the black pieces, and a range of options are available. Of course it's a positional battle, okay, and if you wanted to be positionally good, then you should go for a Berlin first of all with the black pieces. And second thing, if you want a resource like from where I will study, the best world championship match I can suggest to you, that is Kasparov versus Kramnik 2000. You can watch the Kramnik played the Berlin defense really well with the black pieces. Pawn to h3. Now the idea over here is pawn he wanted to push on a g4. Now here the black can go for the move h5. There is a bishop to e7 is possible, because if the g4 will come, then the knight h4 will go for an exchange of the knights. Bishop to e7 is possible, king to e8 can be possible, okay, and bishop d7 can be also be played. So after the move h3, Wesley So played the move pawn to h6, knight to c3. Yeah, now over here the check is also possible, rook to d1 check, there's a king to e8 will move, then knight c3. There are range of options are available. Knight to c3, bishop to d7. Now what is the idea behind the bishop to d7? That now the king wants to shift, and after the move b6 there's a king to b7, and he will just connect his rook and move his dark square bishop somewhere, and his rooks get connected. So this is what he plays actually in the game as well. So this is the idea behind a bishop to d7, okay, as well as this is called a manual castling. Manual castling means where you are not going for the normal castling, you just move your king, shift your rook, and then you just move the king back. Somehow it looks like a castling. That is called a manual castling. Now here there are range of options are available. First of all, there is a b3 is available to play the move bishop to b2. There is a a4 is available, so when the b5 will come, so in the b6 will come, so in the future you can go for the move a4 a5 and attack over there. Rook to d1 is possible. Rook to d1 is possible, so the king cannot move away from the bishop, because you will just take the bishop, right? But here he played the move bishop to f4, which is also a good move. It's not a bad one. Here now once again lot of options. g5 can be possible to attack on the bishop, b6 can be possible to just stick with your plan, king to c8 is also possible. Okay, now the idea is that after the move g5, bishop to g7, and then I will just move the rook on a d8. So if the rook d1 is there, and I will just shift my king. These are the moves are available. So he go for the move king to c8, rook a to d1, okay, as it comes, keeping an eye on the bishop, pawn to b6. Again over here, again the g5 move is available, a5 move is available, which stops the move a4 a5 by himself. b6 is there, so he go for the move b6. He just decided that I wanted to stick with my plan. Here once again g4 is there, bishop h2 is there, rook f e1 is there, okay, pawn to b3 is there. So these are the options is available from the white side. White goes for the move bishop to h2. What is the idea behind bishop to h2? So now after the move g5, he will not get a tempo. Bishop to e7, pawn to g4, attacking on the knight. That's how the knight decided. Knight to h4, takes, king to g2. Classical move. The point behind of the move be king to g2, which protects the move h3. So if any kind of if he wanted to play the move h5 and wanted to exchange this side, then he can just immediately just swing the rook on a h1 and go for the exchanges. Pawn to h5, which he played. Pawn to f3, just strengthen his king side. Bishop to e6. Now again, once again, over here a5 is there, bishop to e6 is there, rook to e8 is available, and pawn takes is also there. So he go for the move bishop to e6, pawn to b3. Pawn to b3, why? Because now he wanted to move the knight, and as you can see, of course, if he moves the knight, the bishop takes immediately is not possible, because the bishop will get trapped after the move b3 and rook to a1. But okay, for the future prospects, okay, b3, and now the knight can move without any kind of a trouble over there. King to b7, now we just connect the rooks. Knight to e2, rook a to d8. In this position, he go for the move knight to d4. But actually, I think over here, knight to f4 makes more sense here, because somewhere you are threatening this pawn as well. Somewhere. But yeah, of course, after the move knight moves on f4, he can go for the move capture. There is a f capture, and f, or maybe h capture is much better. I think f captures, and then bishop to move back. This is also there. Okay, and but the point is, after the capture, knight takes is not possible because of g takes h3. It's check, and after the move check, the king cannot take it. The king has to move back somewhere, and then he will just takes it. So this is just an extra pawn, and over here, with a passer one, so this is not good one. So after the takes, this is h takes, that's a better move. But okay, knight go for the move, knight to here. Again, he go for the takes. Once again, the knight takes is not possible. The idea is the same. H takes, and he go for the move bishop to c8. He don't wanted to destroy his pawn structure, as simple as that. Bishop to g3, bishop to e7. Now once again, as you can think that okay, bishop takes g3 is also fine, right? Yes, it's also fine. I'm not saying that bishop takes g3 is not fine, but why he moved the bishop back? Because the ideal logic is what, that my opponent is offering an exchange, which means somewhere it is favoring my opponent. So if I will stick with that one that my opponent offer me, and I just capture it, so what happens? I am sticking to the plan what my opponent decided, right? But after the bishop back, now I did not capture, so it's like, now what I have to do? So which means again my opponent has to plan. Again my opponent has to calculate that okay, he didn't go for the bishop capture, now he just moved back, now what I will do? And this is a rapid game. So in the rapid games, the players don't have much of a time like a classical game to think of it, to calculate of it. Knight to e2. Now of course, if you just put this position on a computer will just say that go for the move bishop to f5, knight to f5, bishop takes f5, pawn takes f5, but it's computer, right? The cold-blooded, he don't have any emotions, he don't care about the double pawns and everything. So knight to e2, pawn to a5. Now there is no a4 a5 business, just stop it out. And now the black is thinking that maybe I will play the move a4 by myself and destroy the structure, and when my bishop, I will just move my bishop back somewhere on e6 or something, and then I will just move my rook over there because it's an open fight. Knight to c3. Now you see, because the knight moves on a c3, which stops the move a4, okay, because the knight takes first point, and but the point is knight to d4 or knight to f4 is not possible to challenge this bishop, so you just move the bishop back. bishop to f4. Now once again there's a rook takes d1 is there, rook takes d1 is there, rook d to e8 is there, these are the moves is there, but a c5 is also possible. Now what is this idea? Same thing again, that a5 is stopped, a4 is stopped, right, but not c5 or a c4. I will just push over here and capture this one, knight to e4, and this is what he played, c4, bishop to g5, rook takes d1, rook takes d1, bishop to b4. Okay, he denied the exchange. Again he denied the exchange. It's like, look, I don't want to exchange. Bishop to e3, king to c6, king to g3, bishop to d5, the keeping the eye, and lock this file. Okay, as well as maybe he wanted to take and destroy the pawn structure. Knight to d2, bishop to c3, bishop to f4, pawn to b5, knight to e4. Bishop to b4, knight to g5. Now knight to g5, this is a slightly dubious move in this position. Now here I think he should go for the move like pawn to a4. I just shade the position, pawn to a4. If he will take it, if he will just take it, and then after takes and takes, that his pawn structure is completely destroyed, right, and there is nothing queenside black has. So of course black will not go for that one. Black maybe can play the move rook to b8 and then takes, rook takes, bishop takes, and rook to a1, and okay, it's a fine game we should play. But here he played the move knight to g5. Knight to g5, it's not attacking, like keeping an eye over here because the bishop is protecting. And now he played the move pawn to a4 by himself. In this position, the best move is just move the bishop back, challenging the knight once again, and once again he can go for the move a4, takes, and just move the king back. Like, okay, it's just kind of like a irritative move, but somewhere you successfully destroyed the queen side of the white. And after the move bishop, if you think that what happened if you just move it back, simple, the move is b4, or maybe if you wanted to take it, or maybe in the future maybe you can go for this one, it depends. But okay, you go for the move a4, takes, rook to b1, attacking on the bishop to c3. Now this is a position where white has 40 seconds in his clock and black has 1 minute 4 seconds in his clock. And the blunder he made by playing the move pawn to e6. Okay, now what is the idea? Like, he just wanted to complicate the position, like e6. Okay, now what? And here f6, knight to e4 comes, and now black give the blunder back by playing the move bishop to a5. Logical continuation, he can play like simple, just go for the move bishop takes and f takes. It just destroyed the structure, and now a g5 attacking on the bishop. So the bishop to e3, and black has a good game. But okay, bishop to a5 and blunder back e7. Okay, in this position just he has to play the move bishop to d2. Okay, bishop takes, knight takes, bishop takes e6, pawn to a3. Just stop it out because this pawn is on the light square, and opponent also has a light square bishop. So what we will just do, we just move it, and now let's rook to b4 and chop this off, kind of like this one. Bishop to f7 kind of idea is there. But after the move e7, it's a blunder. Black made the move rook to e8. Now he wanted to take with the rook h1. Okay, once again in this position, again white can go for the move bishop to d2 and challenge this bishop, but okay, he thought that yeah, I will just move here and just capture. Both of the players, they are under time pressure. White just only have a 13 seconds when he just made this move, and a black has 55 seconds in his clock. And rook takes e7, rook to h7. So this is the last inaccurate move or a blunder or a mistake, whatever you can say, from the white side. Is bishop to e1, check, king to g2, and rook takes e4. Over here, white resigned the game. What is the point? Because after the move pawn takes, there's a bishop takes e4. It's a check as well as this picks up the rook. It's a double attack now. So that's why. I am unable to recall that who said that line, that which side wins the game. I think it's Tatakover, if I'm not wrong, that which side wins the game, that the player who able to detect the last mistake of his opponent, that side will win the game. So over here, as you can see, that rook to h7 is the last mistake by the white, okay, which black detected, and he won the game with a simple check. Now if we just think that what happened if we just go here, example, okay, then here nothing, just simple, we will just capture, and rook takes is possible because of now the bishop hangs, okay. That's it, because then the white don't have a time to take the g7, because after the takes, and now he cannot take it because the bishop is hangs. And if for example bishop moves somewhere, just for the sake of safe square, then this check will come. Or if the bishop wherever, like okay, this one we can just go, like simple, the g5 will be there or the king will be there. So but he don't continue the game after the move simple rook takes, he just resigned over here. Thank you so much for watching.